Welcome to the Awfully Bad Movie Club. I'm Mr. Y.
Jason here.
Hey, it's me and Linda.
And today we are going to be talking about Hawk the Slayer.
So, Hawk the Slayer is a 1980s action-adventure fantasy movie. Only one of the best genres ever made in the entire world.
Two brothers, Hawk, who is our kind of boring lead man, and the other is Voltan, who is Jack Palance, just acting crazy.
He is capital A acting.
Voltan owns everything. The table, the chairs, the very food you eat. I own everything, including your useless life. Remember it well.
I do not believe for one moment that Jack Palance is that guy's brother. Grandfather, maybe.
The brothers had a falling out over a lady.
The lady put Voltan in the friend zone, and he ain't having that.
Horrible.
The lady ends up burning Voltan's face, and Voltan's got all kinds of hang-ups about it. Trying to hide it with that Vader mask. I get why Voltan is such a jerk. He went off to war with his dad while Hawk was banging his lady friend back home. And then his dad gives Hawk the rat sword? Baloney!
Yeah. We're introduced to this guy that has recently lost a hand in battle, but he ends up at this church where a bunch of nuns are working, and the nuns kind of patch him up and nurse him back to health.
So Voltan hatches his plan to rob a church, and he takes a nun hostage, and the nuns send that one-handed dude to go find Hawk.
He finds himself Hawk and him team up and decide that they're going to save the day. Also in their travels, Hawk has previously rescued a witch who was about to be burnt alive.
The witch then puts him in the cage from Superman 2, and Hawk teleports to go round up his ragtag gang of Lord of the Rings ripoff characters.
Gets this giant guy that carries a big hammer. He gets this elf that's like really good at archery, and a dwarf that really seems to only be very good at eating stuff.
The elf Crow. I feel like his acting was just a little off.
I am ready.
And that's his team. That's his crew. And these guys don't play around, because when they go into battle, they do work.
The way they edited it, it made everything look like it was happening really fast. I wish all movies were edited this way. Just cut to the good parts and take out all the snooze fests.
The people in this place are pretty gross and disgusting.
This is how I like to imagine a Renaissance fair actually is. The sets and the props in this, they're not great. They're kind of cheesy and corny, but they have like odd quirks to them.
This movie got a lot of bang for its buck in the fog machine department. Probably too much if you ask me.
The whole aesthetic of this movie it's top notch. They did a good job.
Now, Hawk the Slayer is a sword and sorcery kind of joint. The sword is red, but the sorcery is pretty cheap and janky.
Picks up a rock and he stares at it, and the rock starts glowing, and then the sword has a fist at the bottom of it, and the rock goes into that sword, and then the sword has magic powers, and that's now Hawk's weapon of choice. There's also these like really awesome moments where Hawk is just riding on a horse, and it's all slow motion, and that stuff's awesome looking. It's really cool.
Clearly, Voltan's got some daddy issues, and of course he's got to lay all that baggage on his son.
And that kid wants to prove himself to Voltan, so he goes out to try to kill the heroes, and it does not work out well for him. They mess him up and send him back, and he dies in Voltan's arms, which makes Voltan pretty angry. And he goes to where the church, where Hawk and his team are holed up, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna kill all of you if you don't give me my money and you don't give me Hawk. And the one nun, she's like, let's just give him Hawk and give him the money. But Hawk and his crew are like, he's gonna kill us all if we do that anyway. Don't be silly. Well, she'd be silly, and she goes and tries to betray them and let Voltan in, and as they predicted, Voltan murders her, because he's evil, and that's just what he does. He gets them all tied up to individual posts, and it's not looking good for Hulk and our team.
And then the witch swoops in with her dollar store sorcery to free Hawk for the final showdown.
And man, those effects are awesome.
Star Wars, Ghostbusters, nothing on this. I mean, high-tech stuff. They have that homemade feel that makes me want to go out and get a camera and make a movie of my own.
So it ultimately ends with Hulk and Voltan having their final showdown. Voltan's got Hulk's friends held captive, he's got some nuns on nooses behind him, and he's gonna kill everybody if Hulk doesn't give up. So Hulk throws his sword down, but what? It's all glowing. It comes back to him. He slashes Voltan, and Voltan dies, and Hulk emerges victorious.
But then Voltan's body gets snatched up by the evil power using Ghostbusters technology.
I guess they were setting up a sequel. I think they had high hopes for this franchise. Like it was going to be another Star Wars. And it should have been another Star Wars, because it deserves it. Should have been action figures and lunchboxes and everything built around Hulk and his amazing pals.
I really love this movie, and I wish I had seen it as a young person, because it was definitely in my wheelhouse.
These medieval magic movies aren't my cup of tea, but I gotta recommend you watch it to watch the master, Jack Palance, do his thing.
This is an awesome movie. I don't even know what this is doing in the Awfully Bad Movie Club. This movie ain't awful at all.
If you love action-adventure movies, did you grow up watching Willow? The Never-Ending Story? The Last Unicorn?
What does everybody think of Hulk the Slayer? Does it deserve a reputation as being a bad movie? Or is it actually really awesome and more people should like this thing?
Check it out. Thanks for watching.
Watch it!
Mr. Z forever.
It is I, Bartholomew Snicklefritz Dinkle Bottoms the Third. I do not use the word masterpiece lightly, but Hulk the Slayer is that masterpiece. It has everything that you could possibly want in a film. It has action, it has adventure, it has comedy, it has horror, it has a cast of characters that is not only lovable but relatable. Why there isn't a movie for the giant or the dwarf or the elf all by themselves, I do not know. And what about the antagonist? Pure evil. Just evil. Played by the one and only Jack Palance. Masterful performance. How the Academy didn't just back a dump truck of awards back up to Jack Palance's door and just dump them on him, I do not know. This film is near perfection. The props, the smoke, the settings, the clothes, the costumes, the casting is choice. I laughed, I cried, I screamed. It is perfection. Hulk the Slayer. Watch it, won't you?
Mr. C is a card-carrying member of the Awfully Bad Movie Club, and you should be too, baby! Check it out! Yeah!
I don't know if what I said made any sense.